Well, my friends, it is finally time. Apple has released the new iPhone 15 Pro, and after a long wait, I have finally received my unit. So in this video, we are going to unbox it, set it up, and run you through all the new features that make this new phone so special. As you can see, the box it comes with is fairly simple, which is usually the case with Apple products, and it is also kind of small because it doesn't have many things inside it. When you open it up, you first find the iPhone covered with a protective paper sheet, a USB-C to USB-C cable, because yes, this iPhone comes with a USB-C port, and we can also find the typical instructions and manuals that explain how to use the phone. As you can see, my unit has the new dark blue finish, which was my favorite when I bought the phone, but it is also available in white, black, and the new natural titanium finish, which is by far the most popular option. My first impressions in terms of the exterior design are pretty positive. This dark blue finish looks very premium, and thanks to this new model having slightly more rounded edges on the side frames, it feels amazing when you have it in your hand. The only complaint that I have is that, as you can see, this side edges now have a matte finish, which looks, in my opinion, less premium than the old glossy finish on the iPhone 14 Pros and 13 Pros, although, well, it also feels a little nicer to the touch. It was very surprising to see how little time this phone needs to turn on. In only a few seconds, the screen lit up and gave me access to the first menu in order to set it up, which is where we can find the first update on the iPhone 15 Pro, because in the setup menu we access this new page to set up the action button, which, as you can see, is placed right here above the volume buttons, replacing the old and beloved mute switch. Now we can use this new button for practically anything we want, from opening up the camera, turning on the torch, or even automatically start recording a voice memo. Although if you really loved the old mute switch, you can always set it up to do what it's always done, which is to put the phone in silent mode. Another one of the new features is that, as I said earlier, this phone now has a USB-C port, and this unlocks a lot of possibilities that were not available in any of the old iPhones, even though Apple didn't really want to include them, because the only reason we got USB-C is because Apple was forced by Europe. Obviously, we are going to be able to charge the iPhone with any USB-C cable available, which has been the most welcome feature, but now you can also charge another phone with your iPhone 15 Pro, or you can connect it to a monitor to watch YouTube videos, or to a TV and play video games like you would do on a PS5. You can even connect an external storage unit and record ProRes video up to 4K 60 FPS, which is kind of crazy. And well, many more things that will be unveiled and discovered with time thanks to this new USB-C connector. In terms of the internal components, the iPhone 15 Pro comes with a new chip, the A17 Pro, that now promises up to 20% more GPU performance and up to 100% more neural engine performance, on top of having a RAM improvement. Both the iPhone 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max come with 8GB of RAM in all storage configurations. So of course the user experience is going to be incredibly premium. Every app loads up and runs at the speed of light and in a stable and fluid way, which is exactly what I can say about games. They all work at maximum settings with very high and stable frame rates at maximum resolution. There is no surprise. It is exactly what you would expect from a new flagship iPhone. In fact, it is so powerful that Apple has released console games for it. Proper full console games like Resident Evil or Assassin's Creed, and many more to come. I've been able to try Resident Evil Village, and wow, it looks and feels amazing. Being able to play this game on a phone feels kind of wrong in a weird way, like it shouldn't be possible. Oh, and of course, because you can now connect your iPhone to a TV, you can also play this new console level games on your TV, pairing it with your favorite Xbox or PlayStation controller and getting a very similar experience without having to have a console at home. Obviously, it is kind of lame to have to stand up every time you want to change the game instead of navigating the system with a controller like you would on a PS5, but this is a very new feature, and I'm sure Apple is already planning improvements and updates to make the experience feel a lot better. In fact, seeing Apple's recent moves, it feels like they are trying to replace the Nintendo Switch with alternatives like the Backbone controller to cover the portable console market, and now with the option to play on your TV to cover the traditional console space. The only thing that's left is a growing AAA game catalog with games like God of War, GTA, Fortnite, and many, many more, which as of right now is Apple's weak leg because they only have like 3 to 4 games available, like proper AAA games. And I mean, you compare that with any console or PC, and there is no way it can compete. By the way, I forgot to mention that the iPhone 15 Pro comes with 4 storage options: 128 gigs, 256, 500 gigs, and 1 terabyte, which, well, are the same options we had last year, besides a slight change with the Pro Max model that now starts with 256 gigabytes minimum, making it one of the most inaccessible iPhones in history. Another one of the updates that caught my attention is that Apple has once again reduced the size of the display bezel. They did it in the iPhone 12 Pro, they did it on the iPhone 14 Pro, and now once again with the iPhone 15 Pro, making it at this point impossibly thin. I'm not really sure how they've done it, to be honest, but thanks to this improvement, it feels even more premium and futuristic than the previous model, on top of being more ergonomic because by reducing the frames, they've been able to make the phone physically smaller while retaining the same screen size. That said, we unfortunately don't get any other updates to the display, maintaining the same 2000 nits of brightness, the same 120 Hz, and the same exact resolution. Thankfully, the iPhone 15 Pro didn't really need any updates in this department anyways, since it was more than enough last year, and it still remains one of the best displays in the market right now, so you won't be missing out on any new features that other Android phones have. And obviously we have to talk about the camera, where we do find a couple improvements as opposed to the older model. The iPhone 15 Pro can now record in log, which has now become a standard for professional videographers, and that combined with Apple's ProRes codec, 10-bit color, and 4K resolution, the results you can get out of this camera are absolutely insane. And for the first time ever, I believe we are going to start seeing iPhones being used as B cameras in a lot of productions. Besides this, every single camera on the back of the iPhone 15 Pro now has a new protective layer to avoid those annoying light refractions we can see when we film at night. Although, comparing the results to the ones on my very old iPhone XS, it seems like the problem is still present. Maybe it's a little bit more subtle and less annoying, but Apple hasn't been able to get rid of it completely. In general, the image quality from all the cameras is very similar to the one on the iPhone 14 Pro. Apple has maintained the same sensor size and the same optics, only improving the reliability and tweaking their processing tool, so I mean results are going to be pretty much identical. And that also applies to video. We get the same cameras we got on the iPhone 14 Pro, and that is a good thing because for a lot of people, me included, those were the best cameras on any phone when it comes to video. So we still get the best cameras in the world on any phone when it comes to video. So you can see we get a lot of natural bokeh, we get very good dynamic range. Like I could just have the sun hitting my neck and you can still see my face, which is absolutely insane. Colors are great. Everything is just, it's insanely good. Actually, when I bought the phone, I was incredibly surprised because the quality is very close to the one that I get on my specific professional camera that I use to record my videos. So it's very impressive. This is the iPhone 15 Pro. My first impressions are very positive and I really like this new phone. Of course, you can expect in a couple of months a longer video where I'll give you my experience and findings after using it as my personal phone and after trying every single one of these new features. The only thing left is to tell you that as of right now, this iPhone has a very good price on Amazon. And since I assume a lot of you, after watching this video, are interested in buying it, I left a link in the description so you can check that amazing price. If that's not the case, I sincerely thank you for watching all the way through, and I hope to see you very soon in a new video.